Fourth fight of the year, looking to keep the streak going.
It feels great. Super excited. Just ready to make weight, eat pancakes, and then fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
On paper, this might be your toughest matchup so far. If you just look at it, I mean, what do you think about your opponent? Is this your toughest fight to date, do you believe?
It could be. You know, I actually don't know too much about him. I haven't seen his last 2 fights. I know he's got 2 subs. And the only fight that I was able to watch was his first fight, which was in 2019. So, you know, 3-0. His first fight was in 2019. He had 3 fights in 4 years. This is my 4th fight this year, so I'm definitely more active. This is his first time on the big show, so welcome to my world. And I'm excited. You know, I wrestle and grapple with the best dudes in the world, so I'm not even worried about that. I'm not worried about anything. I'm just ready to fight.
You kind of touched on it, the big show, right? Welcome to my world. I was just
Yep.
curious, does this even do anything for you anymore? I mean, multiple trips to Madison Square Garden, the finals again. Is this just like, whatever, it's
Yeah,
fight week?
it's getting more normal, you know, and I say it all the time, you know, it's about getting the experience. I'm getting all the experience right now, and to be able to get this kind of experience as an amateur is freaking priceless. Words can't even convey how grateful I am to be in the position that I'm in right now and have the opportunities that I have. It's only going to help me in my pro career. So, yeah, you know, my my first fight with the PFL was last championship card, and the fight before that I fought in a warehouse on a barn. So to go from that to Madison Square Garden, it's a huge jump. So, and he's making that jump this fight. So, and I'm used to it already. So, it's just getting normal, more and more normal.
Nice. Last thing for me, I know you've always said, look, I'm not rushing my pro debut, we'll wait. I'm just curious, the acquisition of Bellator, does that change anything, right? Because now you might not have to see, like, well, if I go pro, I got to go into a season. You know, maybe it seems like now there's more options. Do you think that impacted maybe your decision at all?
Not really. You know, initially when I go pro, I expect to build some credibility first. You know, I don't want to just jump into the tournament. I think that'd be stupid. You know, I'm going against guys who are veterans pretty much. So, you know, I'm just turning pro, and I'd like to build my credibility first before doing anything major like the tournament. So, I think PFL merging with Bellator is huge. It gives a lot of great opportunities to a lot of fighters, and sky's the limit for this company.
Biaggio, you are a almost the most recognizable name on a relatively new program of amateur fights at a time when the PFL is in kind of like the biggest transformational phase of its existence. What does that mean for you to be the face of this up-and-coming program with everything that's up ahead with Bellator?
It means the world. You know, this is all God's work. That's how I look at it. You know, the stars are aligning. Things are falling into place right at the right time. You know, Bellator and PFL are merging now. You know, like he said, it gives more fighters more options and opportunities. And to just be where I'm at right now, you know, I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe that everything is predestined as well. Everything was already written out. So I'm here because I'm supposed to be here. So yeah, I'm just super excited for the future.
Where do you see your career going after this? What's the next step for you?
Who knows? Maybe I knock the guy out, go pro, and build some pro record. I don't know, you know. But I'm just excited. I think after this fight, you know, after every fight, I sit down with my coach and I talk to my coach and see what he thinks is best. So I'm gonna do the same thing this fight.
Any names on the Bellator roster that come to mind for potential opponents?
Not really. You know, I'm kind of like a robot. You know, someone gives me a name and then I'm like, okay. And then I just go fight them.
Thank you.
Hey, Biaggio. So you once said that John Wick 4 was the best action movie you've ever seen. I'm curious, what specifically elevates it above others?
It's the judo throws. You know, if you watch John Wick, he's using a lot of throws. He's using like real techniques and stuff. So I think that's what makes John Wick so cool is he's using throws, sweeps, and all types of cool stuff that are real martial arts. So I think it's dope to see an action movie use real technique.
Yeah, Keanu does the homework. A quote that you once said, some blessings you don't receive until all the wrong people are out of the picture. What specific actions have you taken to maybe live that quote out?
I completely sacrificed my social life. I don't have a social life really anymore. You know, I'm a gamer now. When I'm not training, I'm at home playing Call of Duty or the OG Fortnite. They brought OG Fortnite back. I don't know if you guys know that, but they brought that back. So if I'm not training, I'm playing that with my brother. So I think it just goes to sacrifice. You know, you have to, in order to achieve success, you got to sacrifice something. So that my social life is pretty much gone, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I love where I'm at. I love what I'm doing, and I'm just super blessed to be doing what I love to do. Finally.
Yeah, it seems like explicitly you've pretty much said that after this one you're turning professional. What was the decision behind? What led to the decision to turn pro?
I don't know. Well, 7's my favorite number. This will be my 7th fight, so maybe that's a little superstitious, but I don't know. Just talking with my coaches and seeing me level up in the gym, and obviously winning. I think that helps. So I think it's just a matter of time. And I'm 25 too, so now I think it's time for me to start getting like a pro resume and get my pro experience.
Did the last one, obviously you were a little frustrated on the night after after everything played out. Did that kind of almost, in a way though, boost your kind of ambitions to do it? Because I know you talked about wanting to have some fights that didn't necessarily go your way after some quick fire knockouts. Yeah,
I don't really like controversy when it comes to fights. I like it to be black and white. Either it's a clear win or a clear loss. When I hit him with the right hand, he went down. I thought he was out, and I'm sure the ref thought the same thing, and that's why he stopped the fight. But when I went to ground and pound, I saw that he was still kind of alive. So, I don't know. In the moment, it was very weird, but I think maybe looking back at it, it was safe because, we're still amateurs and stuff. So, the ref's job is to protect our brains.
Do you have any word as well on Nico and how he's doing and what his plans are for going forward? 'Cause obviously it's been a tough couple of months for him.
Yeah, he's doing great. His last fight, I think he had a lot of drama going on in his camp. So there was a lot of stuff outside of the ring that was really messing with him. So, and you could kind of see it in the fight as well. So, but he's got a great camp now. He's with the right people, and I think this next fight is going to be his best one.
Biaggio, what can you tell us? We've talked a lot before about some of the guys that you train with, like Julian Erosa and others at Extreme Couture. In terms of handling the pressure and being a professional and all that, what are some of the biggest things that you feel like you've learned from your teammates?
Oh, I learned so much. Julian's one of those guys that told me, that the experience that I'm getting is like 10 years worth of experience. Julian was telling me how he used to fight in like bars and stuff, and it took him a long time to get on this kind of stage where he's at. So, early in my career, I'm at that stage. So to just be able to get this kind of experience, it's insane. I'm super grateful. It's, sky's the limit.
Thank you.
Biaggio, how do you balance legacy with carving out your own unique niche in combat sports?
I like to fight. It's weird. I never decided to fight because of my grandfather. I fought because I was just depressed and lost, and I didn't know what to do with my life. Living in Las Vegas, you got clubs, you got all types of stuff and bad decisions. So when I was done with football, I went out. I made a lot of stupid decisions. I was, being an idiot. So I needed some kind of direction in life, and a lot of people go through that. They don't know what to do when they're done doing something, and it's kind of like a what now situation. I was doing the same thing. I thought, oh, no football, I could do whatever I want. So I went out and made stupid decisions and was lost. So MMA, that brought me to MMA. It wasn't my grandfather or legacy or anything, but being related to who I'm related to, it's, if I'm 30-0 double champion or something like that, they're still going to talk about my grandfather. So, because that's just who I'm related to. So, I don't really care. I just like to fight, and I think me just wanting to fight is going to be able to have me create my own legacy.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, Biaggio, I know you trained at Extreme Couture with a bunch of killers. Has there been any change in aura since Sean Strickland became champion and pulled off one of the biggest upsets of the year?
Not really. Sean hasn't changed at all. He hasn't changed at all, but he's such a good guy. He's such a good teammate. He pushes everybody. He helps me out a lot. He has great words of advice. Quick story. There was one day where I had just a bad sparring day and I got my ass whooped. And Sean came up to me. He's like, "You got your lunch money taken. You know, you got your ass whooped." I'm like, "Thank you, Sean." Like, just pour it on me. And yeah, he was like, "Yeah, if you show me any kind of weakness, I'd be jerking off." I'm like, thank you. I'm glad I turned you on. But after he was like, "No, you're great." He's like, "You're working with the best guys," and yada yada. So the following week, I did the same round with the same dude, and Sean was cornering me because we were sparring in the cage, and I beat the dude up, and Sean came up to me. He's like, "You made your father proud." So I was like, "Thank you, Dad." So yeah, funny Sean Strickland story.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I made sure to get that quote down.
Word for word.
Good thing I'm a fast rider.
PFL fighter.